Hi guys, I'm Scott Brown, and today we're going to play the demo for Journey for the Crown. Now if you're looking for the link to the demo, you can find it in the description below. Now we're going to start off with a new story today, and just have a look at some of our settings here. If you do need to change some of your graphic settings, we do have some options down here, and as well there are some volume settings. I think I might just turn down the music just a touch. And let's go ahead and start a new story. I'm going to just stay silent while you hear some of the intro dialogue stuff.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, in the kingdom of Ruineth, where magic filled everywhere, was a war of darkness. The war streamed far and wide, plaguing the living and rising the dead. For there was a dark necromancer who called upon the darkest of magic with his blackened crown. In a lengthy and brutal battle, all of mankind joined and defeated the necromancer, and his crown was destroyed, ending his sway on the dead. In order to prevent such a tragedy again, a council of mages from all over the world formed and conjured a new crown, blocking the dead from being controlled. But as time passed, the stories, the magic, and all of its secrets are all but forgotten. All that you have are these stories that feel more like legends to most, and a medallion that has been passed down generation after generation in your family. You were told to never take it off. And so begins the story of your journey for the crown.
All right. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Now, got some options here for different races and gender. I'm going to stick with a male character. Let's see, we got elf, gnome, dwarf, and half giant. I think I'm going to go with dwarf today. And I'll put my name in there. And it looks good. I can see that there's some stat bonuses and some negative stat bonuses. The dwarf is tiny yet mighty. These mountain dwellers prefer battle head-on, but tend to be slow to the draw. So they do have a little bit of a loss in quickness. But I'm alright with that. I want to make a tank here, so I'm feeling like 20 strength, 20 constitution is quite a bonus. I could go half giant and really get a massive amount, but I think just like the small stature of a dwarf. So let's go ahead and click next. Now I got some different portrait skins here. I think I'm going to go with that guy. What about hairdos? I can see over here the hair is changing slightly. And that looks pretty cool. You can spin it around here by using your mouse left button and holding it down and swiveling it. Wow, we got some different hair color here. Ooh, that brown's nice. What else do we got? Black. Blonde. Ooh, I like that. Oh, redhead. Alright, and how about... Oh, no beard? Oh, thanks. I'm going to go with this big bushy beard here. Let's go ahead and click next. Alright, so... I want to make a fighter today, but let's just explore all four classes. So the fighter is a soldier of true strength in arms, a well-rounded class designed for combat and defense. Willing to take a beating for a cause and strong enough to battle through death's door. Sharpen your blade and take your battle head-on with a true soldier of honor. Ooh. Alright, so now we've got some starting abilities. They do seem to have quite a few. We got basic attack, defensive stance, offensive stance, taunt, breathe, last chance, slice, and split. Now, we also start off with some skills. We do have swords and axes, small shields, medium shields, and chainmail. Let's go check out what this one is. A healer. A battle is never over when a healer is involved. Using magic to mend or enhance others, or aim your rage at your opponent by reducing them to nothing. So I see right off the bat, I do not start off with as many skills. I only get staff and cloth. We also have staff attack, quick heal, bravery, completely heal your target and provide some endurance. This one here is a long cooldown ability that basically heals for 100% health. And this one here, harm, is a magical spell that deals damage over time. So obviously it has some different types of heals in here, but we also could do some damage if we wanted to. We'll check out the next one. Mage. Focus all of your energy and mind into the power of magic, utilizing the elements for raw power or clever tricks in battle. This sheer power must be utilized with tactics and timing while sacrificing one's defense. As a result, a single mistake may be your last. Ooh. So we start off with basic attack. Looks like we got some arcane spells here. Frozen, which freezes your target to the ground. This one is actually surrounds you and it kind of blasts in a big circle. So anything inside that realm will get rooted for a few seconds. We do have some buffs here. Diamond Skin, additional armor factor, and Mage Bubble. Protect the mage by preventing a single attack from dealing damage. It expires upon or once hit. So it's basically a blade turn. This one here, a powerful spell that stuns and deals incredible damage. So this is probably the strongest of the spells for the mage. And you would deal a stun along with that. This one here is very similar to Mage Missile over here, but it deals damage to a large area. So we also start with the same skills as a healer, so staff and cloth. Next one is a rogue, an unpredictable fighter utilizing their proficient blade and ranged attacks with precision and accuracy for maximum damage. A rogue specializes in disguise, using stealth to lay waste to any opponent. Using but leather and swift evasion to protect them from harm's way, the true defense is more offense. And they also get a bonus to lockpicking. So lockpicking in this game is just opening certain secrets. Everyone gets a chance at opening doors and that sort of stuff, but the rogue will get an additional, right off the bat, 15%. This does give him a really good advantage in the game. I would say rogue probably is the easiest class to start off with because of their capabilities in dual wielding, but it does balance out later on where you're going to have to require a tank at some point. And right now this guy serves as a main tank for the first start of the game, and that's fine. But as you start getting into tougher battles, having a rogue be your tank is a tough way to play the game. However, you could subclass this guy who is a rogue and make him a little bit more beefed up. So things to think about. Now we do start off with stealth. Stealth basically gives us the option off of our first attack to make it deal 2x damage. So an interesting way to deal damage right off the bat. You would most likely want to hit somebody with your strongest ability as your first attack, so you can get that 2x bonus. We could also play as a ranged rogue. So, we do start off with a bow and a ranged attack if we wish. Everybody does get some form of auto attack, so that's what basic attack does here. We also get a dual wield attack that if we have our second weapon equipped, we'll be able to utilize that. There is a little bit of ranged ability with the rogue as well. That's in the magic realm. Night Strike, a quick and deadly magical spell that deals damage to a single target. So we could utilize that in ranged and melee mode. It's also helpful for interrupting spellcasters. We also have some defense with evasive. It's a cooldown ability that will give us, I think it's 4 or 5 seconds of 50% evade. So an interesting ability to have. And then we also have a buff, which is just a damage bonus. So different ways of playing with the abilities that we have here. So let's go ahead and let's go back to our fighter, and I'm going to go and start with him. Now, points. Strength and dexterity work very similarly. One being that dexterity gives you bonuses to dodge and damages to that would help a rogue, and strength is also plays a part with parry and damaging weapons for melee characters. Now they do both contribute to any class. It's just they have different reactionary bonuses for parry, dodge, and evade, and that sort of stuff. And they do have a different level of damage towards certain abilities. So something to keep in mind when you are playing a rogue. You most likely want to spend more on dexterity, but you still should have a little bit of strength, right? So you have to balance the two. Constitution is your overall health. It also contributes to regeneration and vitals for your health. So after so many points spent in Constitution, you do get a bonus point in regeneration. Now, regeneration is also something you can get off of a lot of items. So that's another thing to consider too. There's items out there that could just give you those initial bonuses right off the bat. So you don't have to have this too high, but it's always a popular attribute to have, just so you don't get one-shotted by stuff. There's quite a bit of ranged abilities and area effect that could get you. So having a little Constitution is always smart. Intelligence is the stat for mages. It deals a lot of damage. Wisdom also deals damage, but it also contributes more for healing than intelligence. But they could be used, very similarly. You could make a mage that has a very high wisdom and still deals some damage, but the wisdom is preferred for healers. It will give you more bonus for healing, and intelligence will give you more damage for damage dealing magic. So things to consider. Charisma is very important. It doesn't really have any stats that affect your abilities, but it plays a big part in the story. Lots of discussions and quests may revolve around charisma and how high it is. So you might get your way in better scenarios by having higher charisma. Now, all the other stats do play a part in the game as well. So, lifting a rock might require you to have so much strength. So, what I always suggest to people when they play this game is try to have a unique class in some sort of area and spread the balance of your team around. Because if you have a character that has a lot of strength on your team, he might be able to open that door for you. While if there's one person on your team that has high charisma, maybe they can persuade somebody for you. So it's always best in your group to cover as many of these as possible in the highest values, just so you can utilize those secrets. Background is a unique thing that only your main character will have. It does give you an additional stat bonus, but it also plays a factor in questing and the story. So if you were a farmer and you encountered a quest that a background may give you an additional bonus, or maybe you could have some sort of solution to the quest. By being a farmer, you might be able to go down a different path than, say, someone who wasn't a farmer. Maybe they didn't have as good of options. So these play a big part in choosing quests down the road. It's all kind of balanced out, but I've played little bits of story into it. So today I'm going to go with a smith. I do want the 2 strength and 3 constitution bonus, and it does seem like a very good dwarf-like background. We can go with that. So it looks like we're done. Let's go ahead and hit create, and I think there's a little bit of dialogue here that I'll be quiet for. Oh, looks like I didn't spend my points. Silly me. Look at that. I'm gonna go with constitution and quickness. There. Looks great.
Your journey starts on a wagon trip, heading to the castle of Sapphoine. Ewan, a local farmer, has hired you as protection, due to reports of looters on his regular route to the castle. Night approaches, and you both prepare to set up camp.
So it looks like we just did a little bit of traveling from the southern region here all the way to this little area here. So let's go ahead and hit continue. The Green Valley is known for its beautiful and endless valleys of trees and foliage. While venturing in this area, keep to the path or you may get lost. The valley itself acts as a barrier to some unexplored areas. Okay. Did you know you can select multiple characters by default holding control down while clicking your mouse? It will allow you to quickly select another character. This will make moving around much easier. You can also bind a key to select all team members. The default setting is Z on your keyboard. Okay. Noted.
Welcome to Journey for the Crown. I'm going to teach you how to play the game. Let's start with targeting. Select your character by left-clicking on them. You can also drag a green bounding box and select many characters. Additionally, you can also target characters with the F1 to F6 keys, and also by left mouse clicking on their portrait. Go ahead and select your character, then hit the next button.
Okay, so I can select my character by doing that, or I can select multiple by dragging left mouse click and dragging this little box. Or I can just click on my portrait. Okay, seems clear.
Movement. Once you have your character selected, you can easily right-click anywhere to move. Try right-clicking on the ground to initiate movement and keeping your movement from crossing the red marked area.
Okay. If I go over there, like I'm hitting a wall. Alright. Makes sense.
I paused the game for you as your action bar is empty. You can pause and unpause the game at any time by clicking the space bar. Let's get started with your action bar and populate it with abilities. Open up your abilities page by clicking the abilities button in the bottom right corner or using the hotkey P on your keyboard.
Alright, so I got pause with the space bar, unpause. Let's go ahead and put our abilities
Great.
here.
Now have a look at your abilities. You can hover over an ability and view what they do within the tooltip description. Let's add these to our ability slots on our taskbar. Left-click on an ability and move it over to your open action bar on any of the 10 slots on the top row. When you're all done, close the abilities page and then hit next.
Alright, done.
Now, some abilities require points, and you have 2 points to allocate to abilities. Go ahead and turn on some abilities. Some will be free, and others you'll have to decide what you prefer to have active. When an ability is active, a timer will run on each ability. This can be seen on the left side of each icon. Watch as it increments. When it is filled up, it's ready to fire.
Okay. Looks like I can't click on that one. It says it requires an axe. I don't believe I have an axe equipped. I have a sword, so I got these two ones. This one looked like it was free. It said it required ability points 0, while this one required 1, and I can see that I ended up using one of my 2 points. I do have some other abilities here. This one requires 1 point, so if I use it, I don't have any more points. However, these ones here look like they're free, so we can go ahead and turn those on. Now with these ones, I'm going to want them to be set to blue, because I don't want them to automatically fire. They look like this one here is that barrier that is kind of a situational one, and this one as well is just going to give me a little bit of endurance. So those ones I set to blue. I also have a taunt ability here, which might actually be a better option if I wanted to taunt enemies off of other characters. But right now I'm all by myself, so I'm just going to go full D, defensive mode. Let's go ahead and click next.
There are several types of firing options. Green will automatically fire when the progress bar is filled, and blue will populate on the left side of your screen, and you can click at any time you want. This is useful for a long cooldown abilities that are situational or perhaps dangerous to cast freely all the time. The magenta and orange firing options work in the same way as green and blue, but require a ground target. To acquire a ground target, hold control and right mouse click.
Okay, so let's close this. I can hit control and target on the ground. I see that. I don't have any ranged abilities. Oh, I do have one here, but this is actually for myself. It says it's an aura buff. So I'm going to target that on myself. And there I've got my defensive stance on. These ones here would be used for the mage class or the rogue class if they're using arrows. So I could shoot at the ground and anybody in that area, it would have hit them. Now that only works for area effect abilities and area effect heals. So can't really utilize that. However, the blue option is something I'm going to use right now so I can show you how that works. So let's just push that button. You'll see that it'll activate on my character by just pushing it up here. Looks like the other one is still trying to fill itself up. It does have a, looks like a 4-minute cooldown, while this one only had a 1-minute cooldown. So let's go ahead and push that, and you'll see how it just populates on my character now. And I can see it in the buff bar down here. So that'll give me a little bit of a damage shield when I'm taking some hits. So situational, you don't want to just waste it because it will expire here in about 5 seconds. And then it's gone. So that one, you only want to use it when you're taking damage. So that's why putting it over on blue is the smart idea. Let's go ahead and click next now.
Let's move north along the path and investigate.
All right, we're going to move north. Oh, a living corpse from your initial gaze appears hostile. It is clear on its intent to harm you. You prepare to arm yourself and eliminate the threat.
You are now in combat. Push pause and prepare to set up for a fight. I shall go over quickly all the different tools in your action bar that you can use to fight differently depending on the class or ability setup you have chosen.
Okay.
The melee button here is useful for fighter and rogue classes that use melee abilities. This will force you to always stick on a target and fight.
Alright, so that makes sense. I would want to use this one for this guy here.
The range button is great for fighting at a distance while you cast spells. This is ideal for a healer, mage, or rogues that prefer using a bow.
Okay, so I'm not going to use that one, but I'm guessing when I go to attack this guy here, it's going to keep a distance. While this one here I would basically go melee mode.
The
Makes
defensive
sense.
button is if you wish to stay put and not move while in combat. It is very situational in uses, but ideal if following targets may lead you into dangerous paths.
Okay, so that one I'll just stay put.
Auto target. When your character is not actively moving or attacking something, turning this feature on will attempt to find a nearby offensive target.
Okay, so this one, if my guy's just standing around doing nothing, he's just going to go seek and find somebody. I can see this one would be situational for sure, and I would want to utilize that one if I'm finding that my tank's kind of standing around all the time because I'm busy doing other stuff. So once I get more characters, this one will probably become a popular one for me.
Certain abilities require you to have certain items active, such as a bow or an axe. These buttons allow you to swap between both options.
All right, so this, because I'm not a rogue, I don't really see this one being a benefit. I don't switch between bow, so it seems that I won't be really utilizing this one much at all. I'll
Let's
just hit
attack
next.
this target now by right-clicking on them.
Okay, I'm going to unpause it, and I'm going to close that and attack this guy. Nice.
An enemy has dropped an item. Hold the Alt key down and view all the items that are nearby. Left-click the item labels that appear on screen and add them to your inventory.
Alright, so left alt, and I see a minor health potion. I click on that. And next.
Inventory. Open up your inventory by hitting the I key or clicking on the inventory button in the bottom right corner. If you picked up the item on the ground, you'll notice a potion that's in your pack.
Alright, there's the potion.
Potions can be used by right-clicking on them in your inventory or by left-clicking them and moving them to your action bar under the potion slot. Let's keep moving. Hit next.
Alright, so I'm going to just move that down to my potion slots there. So I could use that by clicking it if things get real risky and I'm taking some massive damage. So let's hit close here. Okay, we're moving up the path.
Secrets and interactions. Throughout the game, you will encounter interaction buttons. Each has its own distinct type and a reveal token in the range. Click with your left mouse button on the exclamation mark by the rocks to interact.
Alright, so I'm going to click on that.
Within dialogue events, you may be required to choose between options. Choose carefully as some yield better odds and rewards, and also can shape your story differently. If you see colored options, those are secret events triggered by various things such as race, stats, and so much more. Choose the Inspect Further option to reveal a secret.
So as you walk by, you notice a glimmer in the rocks. Alright, we're going to go for the blue option here, because it's going to reveal a secret. A strange spot to stash your items. But a belt with some coins were stuffed within the rocks. Your lucky day. Okay. Alright, I got some inventory here, it looks like. I got a new belt. Firm Belt Vital. 3 strength, 5 con, 3 dex, 3 intelligence, 3 wisdom, 1 generation or regeneration, 1 clarity, endurance, and 60 armor factor. That's a pretty good belt, considering I'm removing one that just has 20 armor factor. So I can see all my stats just kind of bumped up there. We do have 2 health regeneration, 2 clarity, and 2 endurance. That's going to help a lot as we take away our health here. Looks like I also got a level. I didn't notice that. So let's go ahead and put some stats. I think I'm going to go with quickness. You can see that my melee speed's going up quite a bit here. So that's nice to see. My dodge even went up too. So there we go. I forgot to mention that quickness does increase your dodge. Makes sense, right? You're quicker, you can dodge faster.
Help over here! They've all gone mad!
There's something odd about the appearance of these men. Just like the one earlier, they appear to be covered in blood and severely sick.
My name's Aldous, but no time for introductions. Give me a hand here.
Alright, let's continue.
Keep them busy, I've got your back.
Aldous the healer has joined your team. Alright, so I got my first companion.
You're in combat again. Go ahead and pause the game so we can set up your new group member. He will keep you alive while you battle the threat ahead. He is set up to fight and heal from a distance. In order to heal others, target Aldous with a left mouse click, then right mouse click a target. This will command him to heal that target on a loop.
Alright.
You should also target yourself and right mouse click on one of the enemy targets to initiate your attacks.
Okay.
Hit next or unpause when you're ready.
Now, I think I'm going to turn off defensive stance. I'm going to go with my taunt, and I'm going to make it blue so I can, like, if one of these guys decides to attack him, I can just use that button and peel him off. So my defenses go down a little bit, but that's okay. I feel like my guy's going to be tough enough, especially with that new belt. So let's go ahead and close. Here we are. Nice, they're both attacking me. With the healer, I do know that he has staff attacks, so I'm going to just bring this guy in a little closer and have him help out. If I was to target from a range, he's too far away. You could go into melee mode, and that way he gets up nice and close. There's also a spell that he can use here, which is a dot over time. Let's go ahead and turn that on because it's free. And there's also this really good spell here called Bravery, but we should set that to blue. You can also just keep clicking it, and it'll cycle through all the different colors that are available. So it's going to be on blue. It does have a really long cooldown, but we can use it when we're in serious trouble.
An enemy has dropped a tome. Pick the tome up, then open your inventory and locate it. Mouse click and pass the tome to your new group member by dropping it on his portrait. Check his inventory and double click it to activate.
Alright, so we got some items on the ground. One was a tome. Let's grab that. We got a blue ring and 2 health potions. Open up our inventory. So we got this really nice ring, which comes with 4 strength, 4 dexterity, intelligence, and wisdom, and 20 health and mana, and an effect called Regenerating Boost. For 5 seconds, increase your stamina, regeneration, and clarity by 1 or they're self only. I think that one would probably be good on my healer. You know what? It's probably better on him. My guy's going to be taking a lot of damage. Procs and buffs like that They do apply through casting, but they also apply from being hit too. So, because that is an armor, it would be reactionary from there. I'm going to give this belt over to my healer. And this tome will also go over to him because it is for healers only. And I'm not a healer, so I can't use it. I'm going to stack 2 of those. And I'm going to give 1 to this guy just so he has a bit of health. We do need to update our potion bar again because we stacked it. And then let's put that there. And he doesn't have a belt, so let's double click that. Now he has one. A little bit of armor factor. Not a lot, but better than nothing. And let's double click this and add it. There we go. We got a new ability called Heal. Much like Quick Heal, this one's just bigger. I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to click it twice to set it to blue, because I want it to show up here. I don't want to waste this really situational heavy heal on targets that don't need it. This one here, I don't mind as it just kind of splash heals. It's fine doing that. It's not going to heal for a lot, but it's free as well, so we're going to keep that one going. So, I think we're done. Let's go and explore a bit.
Thank you, soldier, for your help. I was not alone. My assistant Willem ran to the west of the caravan. We must find him.
Alright, so Willem went
Quest log has
west.
been updated. To view your quest log, click the quest log button in the bottom right corner panel, or click the J key on your keyboard.
Alright. So here we go. We got a new quest called Willem. Looks like it's a level 2 quest. You are requested to find Willem with your new companion, Aldous. Apparently, Willem ventured to the west. So let's go ahead and venture west.
While exploring, you can find pillars that will allow you to save your current game progress. You can find them in most towns and throughout your journey.
Alright, so here's a pillar. Let's go ahead and let's save over that one. Let's go wander around a bit. Oh, something green here when I hovered over it. It looks like hardwood logs, so we have to hit our Alt key again to see that. Let's keep wandering around. Looks like another one of those logs here. Wheat. More wood for crafting.
While exploring, you can find secrets all over. Look closely at the tree stump here and investigate.
Okay. You notice a recently felled tree. Along the edge of this small stump, you notice a small crack with something jammed inside. Inspect the object. You inspect the tree stump and find some used boots. The boots would fit a fighter perfectly, or the boots would fit a healer perfectly. I think I'm going to go with fighter. Let's see, what do they look like? 3 con, 3 strength. Perfect. I'm going to have to give them to him. And let's equip them. Perfect. We are quite a bit of health. We got 270 versus our healers. Looking a little weak. Is that a log I can get? I think I've ventured too far west. All right. Oh, it is. Let's go get it. Perfect. Oh, I see one right here too. What's that? Bloodweed. More crafting stuff. Okay. A man, presumably dead, lay motionless on the ground while another appears to be gorging on his body. He's just eating them. Num num.
By the gods, poor Willem. That was my friend.
Aldous sighs and is visibly upset over the loss of his friend. Blah. Suddenly the man springs back to life, mumbling his words.
Oh no, he has been converted. This devilry has no end.
All right.
We must put them out of their misery. Let's be quick and head back to the caravan.
Alright, looks like we're going to end up fighting here. I'm going to attack this guy here. I think I'm also going to help out with my healer, and then if I see this guy getting damaged, I'm going to back him up and throw some heals. It looks like they're both attacking my tank, so that's good. Barely taking any damage. Alright, now this guy. I'm going to taunt him just to make sure that it doesn't peel off. This guy seems a little tougher. He's level 3 and he does have 252 health. He's as strong as me almost. They do seem to be applying some sort of debuff on me. It looks like it's stripping a bit of my strength away. It looks like we have another level here. While they're... Oh, should use those points. Let me pause it. Just saw something on the ground. Royal blue robe. Willem's sword. 2 robes. That's interesting. Wait. That's definitely a bug. We got a new sword, strength and con, and 5 damage. It looked like it went up just on the strength and con, so that's a bonus. I'm going to go with a little bit more quickness again. And I think I will do more strength. You can see here, as my quickness went up a bit, I did get more speed. My damage also went up a little bit too. Over to our healer here, and he's also gone up a bit as well. I'm gonna crank up my wisdom just so my magic does a little bit more. And why not do a little bit of constitution here? Alright, and then I want to equip this new robe here. Got a little bit of clarity now, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. It looks like I'm getting hurt here. Oh no, it was probably from my new outfit change. Gave me a little bit of health. I casted some of my abilities here. I do have a bit of protection. So this guy shouldn't be able to hurt me. Keeps missing though. There we go. All done. Alright, let's head back. I think I'm going to do a bit of wandering. You think to yourself that you've been gone a while now and think it's best to head back and check up on you and at the caravan. I think I'm going to wander around a bit, see if there's any more seekers, because I did notice the path up here. Alright, see another log. There's a dead guy. A corpse lay on the ground. The smell is quite bad. Search the body. While you rifle through the body for loot, you are startled as it begins to move. You take a step back, and before your eyes, the corpse springs to life, lunging itself at you. Oh boy. Okay, we got one guy here. Should be pretty easy to kill. Let's taunt him off my healer. Alright, got a crit hit in there. So it looks like I got rusty chainmail pants, clean pants, and minor health potion. So these pants I can't use, so I'm going to have to send them over to this guy. But This will help me a bit because it's got more clarity on it. Let's stack up these potions and put them there. And new pants. Look at that. A little bit more endurance. And all three of them, actually. So that's great. Let's go back to the caravan now and talk to Ewan. He's over there. You can hit the F key as well, and it'll actually auto-follow where your characters are going. It's handy if you know where you're going. You can just click that.
I owe you my life. I'm Aldous, a healer. I was dispatched by the King of Safwin, along with Willem, to investigate several ungodly rumors of people turning into what we're calling deadwalkers. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but it's true, as you and I both witnessed. Unfortunately, with Willem gone, may his soul rest in peace, and my horse dead, I'm stranded. I hate to burden you further, but I need to return to the king with his terrible news.
Alright, let's inform him of our task.
It's no problem at all. We'd be heading that way anyways. All the merrier.
So I got another option here. I can request compensation. Let's try that and see what happens. How about some compensation? Our lives are at risk. Ewan glares at you in disbelief.
A fair request indeed. Here's 100 gold. This is more than 4 times the going rate. Now sticking together will only make us safer. Willem's soul can attest to that.
We can accept his 100 gold, or we can request double. I'm gonna try double.
You have me by my holy pearls, soldier. I accept your offer.
Oh boy. Alright. Sweet. So we got 200 gold. I should introduce myself as well. My name is Scott, and this here is Ewan. I've been hired for protection while we make a delivery to your king's castle.
A blessing from the gods you appear. Come, we shall visit the king together. Now let's escape this place before it's too late.
Alright, we can continue, or we can ask him about deadwalkers. Let's ask him about deadwalkers.
The deadwalkers. It's what the folk of Safwin have been calling them. It was thought to be silly stories and rumors floating around, but as you can see, the dead are literally walking around. We have no explanation for this.
Alright.
It's true. Been hearing the rumors too. That's why I brought you here, with me.
Alright, so basically a hired mercenary.
A smart choice, Ewan. Come, we have no time to waste. Let's escape this place before it's too late.
The throne room, a place where all royal guests are greeted. Keep your voice down as it carries in this grand hall. Auto-targeting is a great way to manage any possible downtime between your next move and allowing you to focus on more important things, like heals and focus firing. Just be careful with crowd control, you may break something free. I see. Alright, so we are in the throne room here. Now, head to the library before venturing further. I can't leave. Let's wander around here. There's the king.
Aldous, welcome home. How were your travels? I hope you bear some good news.
Okay.
Your Majesty, on my travels we discovered more deadwalkers, as rumors suggested. Unfortunately, we lost Willem during the investigation.
Okay.
Willem, rest his soul. It is a dark time lately. We've lost many since your travels south. Scouts have discovered several orc encampments throughout Ruineth. And who might this be?
The king looks over at you with curious eyes. And who might this be? Introduce yourself.
Sorry, Your Majesty. I would like to introduce my new companion and savior. Without this chance meeting, I would have suffered the same fate as Willem. I owe him my life now.
It is great to meet you. And thank you for saving my most trusted healer. Here is a small token from the crown for your heroic deeds with Aldous.
Okay.
Since you're already
Got 100
involved
gold.
with this dilemma that the crown must resolve, I insist your services be continued with Aldous, along with keeping as much of the details out of the taverns as we can. We don't need further unrest.
So I can request more compensation or we can accept his offer. I think I'm going to just accept this. Aldous recaps key parts of his research in the south to the king when all of a sudden the inner gates open.
Your Majesty!
A guard yells loudly from a distance. 2 guards proceed to wheel in wagons filled with fallen soldiers towards the king. Story in progress. All right.
Your Majesty, sorry for the intrusion. The encampments are growing. We've lost some of our greatest soldiers to the Orc scum in the south. See for yourself. We need to act now and send more troops.
Okay.
Colin, we need to burn these bodies immediately. We can't trust they won't turn at any moment. Turn? What are you speaking of? We must honor our soldiers. It's tradition.
Colin, Aldous is right. We must take precautions now. We can honor our guards when it is safe. But for now, place the bodies in the dungeons below. If they turn, we'll have control over this situation.
All right.
Your Majesty, I think we've got one still alive.
The guard, confused with the outcome, is suddenly startled as behind him the corpses of his fellow comrades begin to shuffle and move. We got a couple blue options here. I think I'm going to go with warn the guard quickly. And I can see that I'm getting some reputation boosts here. Reputation plays a little bit into the story as well. As you start to earn a higher reputation, you start opening new doors with dialogue and that sort of stuff. There's other forms of reputation like morale and leadership among your group. So higher leadership would allow you to keep your group strong, and there are some instances where you could lose group members. So something to keep in mind in the future. Watch out, you yell towards Colin.
Oh!
The guard takes a step back.
Guards, protect the king. Bring him to safety. Colin, join us now. We must prevent the dead from leaving here.
So it looks like Colin's joining our team. Now we've got a... kind of looks like a tank. A two-hander. And he's already beelined over to one of these guards here. So let's go help him out. He's got auto attack on. He does have 2 attacks, so that's good. I do have this guy set to melee mode. I think what I'm going to do is try and burn down one of these guards as fast as possible. And then I'm going to switch him to range so that I can do some heals. So let's go ahead and attack this guy here. I'm going to taunt him off as well, because they seem to all be attacking him right now, and that's... This guy's going to be dead soon. I'm going to have to pause it and move my healer away, because he needs a heal badly. I'm going to move him right over here. Pause it again, and then I'm going to cast this blue heal. So that topped him off. That's good. I'm going to... My taunt's just about ready here. I need to peel this guy off of him. He's taking too much damage. He's not as tough as me, is he? They are glued on him right now, so... He must have really pissed him off. Alright. 2 more guards. Here, let's bring this guy in now. Just chip away. Let's heal him up. All right. Oh, 4 more guards. All right, let's get my healer out of here, so I'm not gonna get killed. One of the guards can't quite reach us. His buddies are in the way. But he looks like he's still hitting us. No, he broke free. We're going to have to heal up our Colin guy again. Not as tough as the other guys. Maybe I could pause it and give him this ring. Yeah, maybe this will give him a little bit more health. He has 0 strength because he's got a debuff on him, so he's really weak right now. This will help a bit. Let's see if I can pull off one of these guards with my taunt. Let's give him a hand here and start using our staff. You can also use the portraits to target too. So I have all this here. I'm going to right click and top them off. So one more. All right, looks like we got a big guy here, and some gloves just seem to drop. Let's see what these gloves are. They require plate. I believe that's what Colin has. And he needs 20 strength. We can't quite use them yet. We only have 4 minus whatever this debuff's doing to me. We'll have to hang on to those. So here's this big guy here. Let's go ahead and attack him. I'm going to pop my ability here just to see if I can outlast this. That guy just took, looks like 2 hits, 1 for 38 and 1 for 21. So we got to heal him right now. Now with this ability, it looks like he's swinging it and you can kind of dodge it. Whoa, he just walked right into it. That's the downfall with auto attack. Sometimes end up walking right into stuff. Just keep chipping away at this guy. Oh, watch out, healer. I think I could probably take one of these hits. I got so many heals. There we go. Ooh. I think I might end up using my free heal here. There we go, 100%. So I can just tank through this guy here. He's pretty tough. It looks like I finally got... Oh, I thought I had the focus attention of that boss, but I didn't. So we just cut off his head. And he dropped his helmet. Hodrick's helm. It is a nice looking helmet, a legendary helmet. You can tell the different status of helmets by their font color. So this one's a very good helmet. We can use it now. So it's going to increase a whole bunch of stuff here. We got a little bit more endurance, so that's going to help us for sure. And it looks like we can actually wear those guard gloves after all. Let's go ahead and put that on. I believe the reason we can wear it now is because we got H strength from that helmet. If I was to take it off, it looks like we lose our gloves. So by having that on, we can now put those gloves on. We're almost level 3 with this guy, so we could put some strength in there. Probably what I would end up doing. Let's wander around here. We got... Oops. Got a door here. Let's click on that. The king's favorite area for respite. A large royal garden filled with numerous colorful flowers and other foliage. No expense spared for the ongoing, I think that's supposed to be ongoing, upkeep of this beautiful place. Did you know you can switch stances? The action bar has 3 gold buttons along the right side. Each can store a series of settings so you can easily toggle in combat for different mechanics, utilizing this to save time and beat difficult encounters. Well, that's interesting. So yes, you could have a different series of, like right now I got like 3 blue set up and 2 green. Going over here, I can make like these all blue, and then I switch back and forth. That is definitely handy. It does retain also the timers if there are any completed. Like this one is fully prepared, and I go over here and it does retain it, so that's cool. Don't really need it yet because I don't really have a whole lot of abilities. Let's go wander around. Let's save our work. Fighter, Scott. And it looks like the king is in trouble. As you approach the king, you become aware that he is in danger. It appears the king and his guards are trapped in some sort of magic spell.
We're trapped! What we do?
The guards look around frantically for any clues on breaking the spell. The king, unable to break free of the spell weighing him down, breathlessly begs for help.
Assume battle formations! We're under attack!
Looks like I need to switch those around. The guards begin to look about, noticing something from above.
Protect the king!
Suddenly a large, shadowy figure darkens the sky as it descends. The dirt and dust blowing around catches your eye, blinding you for an instant. Oh, he's just cooking everybody.
Your power fades, king, and mine grows. Who are you? Oh, release me from...
The pain increases drastically for the king, and all while he was distracted, his crown began to move towards the intruder, as if it's being pulled by an invisible rope.
Long have I waited for this moment. It is now mine, and what was once destroyed will be brought back, reforged in its true form.
The king collapses to the ground. The pale-looking intruder looks over at you and your companions and mounts an attack immediately. The magical spell slams against you and your team. Aldous and Colin fall instantly to its power while you stand unscathed.
Fascinating. Whatever your guise is, it won't last long in the new world. Your time will come soon enough.
The intruder swiftly escapes on his dragon while you look around, stunned at the sheer amount of death at your feet. You are unsure of what to do next.
The crow. Gods. Aldous, no!
The king slowly reclaims his health and looks about distraught over the amount of bodies surrounding him and the short blank of time in his memory. The king appears to be gathering what strength he has remaining and begins casting a spell. Within seconds, the guards, Aldous and Colin all ascend from death. The king collapses to the ground in sheer exhaustion.
Your Majesty, are you alright?
The guards, Aldous and Colin, all resolved and brave, stand up as if nothing happened. An incredible spell of life returned them with courage and might. One of the guards says while they all run to his side quickly. The king breathes heavily and is unconscious. The guard carefully transports the king to his chambers where he remains unconscious. So that is the end of the demo. It says, thank you for playing the game for Journey for the Crown. This is just the beginning of a massive adventure between good and evil. Please consider supporting the development by wishlisting and purchasing the game in the future. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you again for playing the demo. So yeah, guys, that is it for this demo. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope that I could also provide a little clarity to anybody who's watching it and wanting to play it. I know it is a new type of game. There is a lot of similarities, and it's inspired by a huge genre of CRPG games out there, but the combat is slightly different and new to some people, so I hope that you find it fun. Please, in the comments below, just let me know what you think. You can also send in feedback by hitting F11 in the game, and you can submit some feedback that way. But yeah, absolutely. Let me know what you think. This is just the starting of the demo. There's going to be a newer demo at some point, and I'm hoping to make it expand a little bit further into the castle and getting to know all the different NPCs, and there'll be some more battles for you to enjoy and items to find and quests to uncover. And I think it'll expand a little bit on the story and where it's going. I do find, like, even though this was almost an hour long, I think in order to get the full experience of what the game's going to be like, I think opening it up to a little bit of a bigger demo is going to be something that I want to do. So stay tuned to that. But for now, please check out the demo. Let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, hopefully you guys like it. And check out my devlogs as well. They're also up on this YouTube channel. And that's it for this. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. Thanks so much.